One assassination, 2 gunshots, and suddenly the entire world was at war. But what if I told you World War I almost didn't happen at all? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most dramatic turning points in human history, World War I. This wasn't just a war fought in muddy trenches and smoky battlefields. It was a conflict that reshaped nations, redrew borders, and laid the groundwork for the modern world we live in today. Whether you're a history nerd or just curious about how a single event spiraled into global chaos, stick around. Because this story is wild. The powder keg of Europe. Before we get to the gunshots that started it all, let's rewind to early 1900s Europe. Imagine a continent tangled in alliances with every major power suspicious of the next. You've got Germany rising fast, flexing its military muscles. Britain, the reigning global power, watching nervously. France, still salty from losing the Franco-Prussian War. Austria-Hungary, a crumbling empire trying to hold it together. And Russia, backing Slavic nations like Serbia. It was like a room full of people holding matches, next to a barrel of gunpowder. The spark, Sarajevo, June 28, 1914. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary is visiting Sarajevo. It's a PR move, trying to show unity in a tense region. But that day, a 19-year-old Serbian nationalist named Gavrilo Princip fires 2 shots. Boom. Franz Ferdinand and his wife are dead. Austria-Hungary blames Serbia. They issue an ultimatum. Serbia refuses. And like dominoes, alliances kick in. Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Russia mobilizes to defend Serbia. Germany declares war on Russia. Then France. Germany invades Belgium to get to France. Britain, bound by treaty to Belgium, declares war on Germany. In just 1 month, Europe is engulfed in war. Life in the trenches. When people think of World War I, they think of trenches. And for good reason. By late 1914, the war had ground to a halt in Western Europe. Opposing armies dug into the earth, thousands of miles of trenches stretching from the North Sea to Switzerland. Conditions? Horrific. Mud up to your knees, rats the size of cats, constant shelling. No man's land between trenches, where going over the top usually meant death. Technology had outpaced strategy. Machine guns, artillery, poison gas. This was industrialized warfare. But generals were still using 19th century tactics, ordering men into frontal assaults. The result? Massive casualties. For example, at the Battle of the Somme, over 1 million soldiers were killed or wounded. The global war. But this wasn't just a European conflict. In the Middle East, Britain supported Arab revolts against the Ottoman Empire. Yes, like Lawrence of Arabia. In Africa and Asia, colonies were pulled into the fight. And in 1917, the game changed when the United States joined the war. Why? 2 main reasons. Germany's unrestricted submarine warfare, sinking ships like the Lusitania. And the Zimmermann telegram, a secret German message to Mexico proposing an alliance against the US. Spoiler, Britain intercepted it. The endgame, 1918. By 1918, the Central Powers were exhausted. Germany tried one last offensive in the spring, but it failed. With American troops arriving in waves, the Allies pushed back hard. November 11th, 1918, Germany signs an armistice. The guns finally fall silent at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Aftermath and legacy. But the war wasn't over. It just changed form. The Treaty of Versailles in 1919 punished Germany harshly, blamed them for the war, forced huge reparations, took away land and colonies. Germany was humiliated, economically crippled, and resentful. This treaty didn't bring lasting peace. It planted the seeds for World War II. Meanwhile, 4 empires collapsed. the German, Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, and Russian. New nations were born, borders redrawn, and millions of soldiers and civilians were dead. So next time someone says World War I was just about a royal assassination, you'll know better. It was about tangled alliances, imperial ambition, national pride, and a world that wasn't ready for the war it unleashed. Thanks for watching. If you found this video fascinating, hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Want more epic history stories delivered in a way that actually makes sense? Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Got a question or theory about World War I? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring history.